So let me break this down for y'all a little bit further, right? So a lot of y'all got to realize people who have a passive aggressive personality, they end up in a space where their personality, their behavioral patterns have changed from who they was before based on sitting around and trying to adapt to somebody like a narcissist. So when you're in a relationship with somebody that they're self-absorbed or they're continuously making, hold on, yeah. Okay, there we go. Problem solved. Somebody said I'm passive aggressive as fuck. Much respect to you for being able to admit. So people who develop a passive aggressive behavior, they usually spent a number of months or years with somebody that's a narcissist or self-observed. Somebody that put them in a space where they felt like this behavior was appropriate to survive. Anybody not understand that so far? Anybody not understand what I just explained? Somebody said they went to Antoinette page and she definitely looked how she think. Anybody not understand what I'm explaining? Somebody said Antoinette don't understand. She would have got it if she would have stuck around long enough. She couldn't shut up long enough to catch on. Somebody said, how do you unlearn that? I'm getting to that. Anybody not understand what I just explained? I'm saying this because the more that y'all express that you was in a relationship with a fucked up person, the more you have to be honest with yourself that I've developed some fucked up behavioral patterns about myself. I'm going to say that shit again. The more y'all express that you spent years, months, decades in situations with family members, friends, lovers, cousins, aunties, where you interact with them on a regular basis and you can articulate that they was a narcissist, they was a selfish person, they was toxic, they schemed, they plot, they backstab, they was disloyal often. You developed, and it very well could have been through just the need to try to survive in a setting with that person rather than leave. You've developed behavioral patterns that are fucked up about you. And this is why I always talk about taking time for self and really trying to heal from your past traumas, breaking generational curses. Because a lot of y'all don't realize, though, the more and more fucked up your story is, especially when it pertains to what people have done to you, the more you got to look at what that shit changed about my character. Because a lot of us, we started off nice, pure, at peace, in a space where, you know, ain't too much going on, don't give us too much, like, you know, just, I was looking for love. I was just trying to, you know, have a decent friendship. I was just trying to, you know, vibe with family. Like, we started off one way, but after years and years of going through shit with these people, after years and years of a motherfucker being disloyal or being dishonest, after a long time of being around somebody that you feel like you gotta bite your tongue, after months of being around somebody that they play the victim or everything is flipped to make it look like you are negatively operating against them when y'all supposed to be on the same team. After sitting in this shit for so long, it definitely changes you. Anybody don't understand that? You are different. That's really the main point. You're different. Anybody not understand that? If y'all understand survival, you will develop without trying to. This is why I'm bringing this up about a narcissist and passive aggressive personality. Because you will develop this shit rightfully so for the season that you was in and the person that you was dealing with. Somebody said, yes, now I just feel angry for no reason. That's exactly what I'm saying. Somebody else said, I'm getting out of a relationship like this now. Somebody else said they tricked you. It's important that y'all, for the sake of your healing, male or female, for the sake of being able to move on, because I'm finna tell y'all some real shit, but for the sake of being able to move on from a healthy space, you have to be willing to admit this to yourself. You ain't got to admit it to nobody else, but you have to be willing to admit to yourself, right? To you, that I have changed based on how long and what I've been through with this or that person. You got to be willing to admit that. I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a lot of us, we not with that person no more, or we just broke up with them. You just left the bitch alone. You just left the nigga alone. But you don't realize everything about your decision making is directly related back to them. It goes back to what I was saying after I played that last song. It's a lot of us, you put in so much, and so much has changed about your character and the way you operate based on the nigga or the bitch you was dealing with, that now moving forward, you moving based on resentment. You feeling and operating and triggered based on the hurt and the shit that has to do with that other person. You ain't with them. You ain't fucking them no more. You don't call them no more. You ain't texting them no more. You don't share a space with them. You got away from them, but you ain't got away from them. You don't talk to them, but you still talk to them in your mind. You don't fuck with them, but you still fuck with them. Because even while you fucking with a new bitch, you still making decisions that's trying to show the old bitch points. Proven points. For any of y'all that ever sat on my live where I talked about breakups, right? And I'll give y'all the formula, male or female, on how to move. I explained to y'all that as an adult, you have to understand that when you move forward, there has to be a strategy when you've been through some heavy shit with a person. You don't just get the, oh, fuck you, we broke up, move on. It don't work like that mentally. It don't work like that emotionally. It really don't even work like that physically, because your body will show certain symptoms. And the reason why is because we as human beings, we get complacent and attached to patterns. This adult talk right here. Some of y'all, this gonna go over your head when I start talking about this. Adults understand patterns. Patterns is what make you comfortable and uncomfortable. I'm gonna say that shit again. This is adult talk. Some of y'all, this might go over your head. Grown folk, they understand patterns is what make you comfortable or uncomfortable. So even when you made a decision, I'm gonna break up with this nigga, I ain't gonna fuck with the bitch no more, you're still physically, mentally, and emotionally attached to the patterns, the routines of y'all interaction. You ever told yourself you wasn't fucking with nobody no more, and you damn near called to text them by accident because the shit almost happened on autopilot? You ever stopped, you made a conscious decision to stop being friends with that bitch or stop fucking with that nigga, and you find yourself in a space where some good news or some bad news or some drama or some gossip hit your plate, and the first thing you think about, even though you already consciously decided you ain't gonna fuck with that person, you damn near have a conversation with yourself, but with them. You find yourself sitting there thinking like, damn, I want to call her and tell her about how this motherfucker, damn, I almost called his ass. I was finna damn spot. I forgot. You done fucked around and forgot. You don't fuck with them no more. Patterns. They don't have nothing to do with you not being serious about leaving them alone. When you an adult, you understand. The shit becomes almost like autopilot. I'm addicted to our rituals. I'm conditioned to operate this way. And this is why a lot of y'all, when you don't have no breakup strategy or plan, like I be teaching on my platform, you end up doubling back. The pressure from the uncomfortableness of them fucking patterns being broke, you can't take it. It ain't that the person that raw. It ain't that the person had that much of a hold on you. It's the fact that you don't understand adult behavior when it comes to conditioning, patterns. Anybody not understand what I'm expecting? I know some of y'all, this kind of went over your head. Somebody said, I'm going through this shit right now. It's a lot of us, sis, that's going through that same shit. And the thing is, it ain't just relationships that are intimate. It's with family. It's with some of y'all, you knowing your parents, the mom, dad, whoever raised you, your auntie, they done did some fucked up ass shit. You know they got fucked up ass ways. You know, but you so used to dealing with them. The shit is autopilot. You so programmed. It gets uncomfortable when you don't deal with their chaos. So you double back. You dub back. doing the same shit you said you weren't gonna do. Same shit you told us, yourself, the Lord. You know how many of y'all done prayed and said, I ain't gonna just, you know, Lord, just get me up out of this. I ain't gonna fuck with them no more. You get the fuck up out of that. And you back fucking with them. Because it was bigger than just your flesh. It was bigger than just your lust. It was bigger than just your desires and wants. That shit embedded in you. It's a part of what you've allowed yourself to get comfortable with. And when the pressure from the uncomfortableness hit, all right. Somebody say you so wise, Bill. I know it, bro. That's why I'm on here. To share the wiseness with y'all. To share it with y'all. This is why I be saying, like, you know, I be being funny when I be reading a bitch like Antoinette, but a lot of y'all, you don't realize this platform is something you never gonna experience again in your life. The shit I be talking about, a lot of y'all, you don't got enough money to even pay somebody to be able to give it to you like I be giving it to y'all on these lives. You don't know nobody that's intelligent enough, but hood enough, down to earth enough, real enough to put this shit all together to where it makes sense even to a motherfucker that ain't graduate high school, barely made it out of middle school. I give game to even middle schoolers and teenagers from a space of when you hear this shit and you really paying attention. That's why my slogan is hashtag pay attention. This shit will change your life. The idea is, Tiffany, once something becomes comfortable, it's no longer uncomfortable. Her question was, you think folks get comfortable being uncomfortable? On the outside looking in, that's what it looks like. But see, when you're a thinker, really think about this. It becomes no longer uncomfortable to them. It's comfortable. It's the same thing I be telling y'all about disrespect. The shit's only disrespect when the person feels like it's disrespect. Like, I know y'all have been in this space. This is why I made the song, I Let Them Cheat the System. It be stuff that everybody be telling you is fucked up. Like, I wouldn't let him do that to me. Bro, I wouldn't let the bitch try me like that. I'm saying, why you letting the job do you like that? Bro, your mama wrong for that. It's only wrong if the person that is being done to or said to feel like it's wrong. If it don't feel wrong to them, if it don't feel dumb to them, if it don't feel stupid to them, it ain't dumb or stupid. This is when we talk about perspective and perception, how a bitch view that shit. They get comfortable and it's no longer uncomfortable. It get to the point where the shit be done broke through the first layer of your psyche to the point where you actually relate more to the motherfucker fucking you over than you relate to somebody that's not. Deep shit. I'm gonna tell y'all, when you hear people talking about fighting demons, this what the fuck they be talking about. When the motherfucker be saying soul ties, this is really what they be talking about. Like, the shit done got so heavy that it broke through that first layer of your psyche, your mental, to the point where you relate more to the motherfucker that's fucking you over than you do to people that's trying to help you get up out of that chaos. You relate more to the abuser than you do to the help. You relate more to the fucker that's robbing you than you relate to the people that's trying to give you an offering. And when you really understand what I'm saying, you'll know that this shit just don't get undone overnight. You don't just wake up and text a nigga, I don't want to fuck with you no more, and then you be all right. This is why a lot of y'all, you're struggling with passive aggressive behavior. You ain't even with the motherfucker that helped you develop these behavioral patterns no more. But you can't get them bitches up off you because you don't understand the lessons and where you got them from. So now you dealing with a new nigga or a new bitch, and the way you act with them, the attitudes that come up at you, the sitting and acting like somebody is doing something to you, it's because that stuff that other nigga did to you, it ain't up off you. The stuff your baby mama did to you, bruh, it ain't off you yet. That's why when your new bitch do the slightest of anything, it weigh heavy on you. And she looking at you like, damn, why you acting like that? Because it don't make sense with what's going on. That's the thing about passive aggressive behavior. And a lot of y'all don't realize you have these behavioral patterns because when you was in the relationship with your abuser, whether it was mental, physical, or emotional, you developed this behavior because you weren't allowed to speak your mind. It wasn't a safe space. There weren't boundaries for your mental peace, right? So you developed a pattern of, rather than being vocal about what's wrong with me, I'ma just act funny. Rather than coming in and being an adult and sitting down and saying, hey, when this happened earlier, I would like to have a conversation about it because it don't sit right with me, or it go against my beliefs, or I'm not okay with that, or it goes up against a boundary I had set for myself. You so used to not being able to do that because the relationship you was in, there was never any room for you to be safe and feel vulnerable to where you can express yourself. All you know to do when things bother you is to get an attitude. Is to show it in your physical, to act funny, to lash out in ways that don't necessarily look like you lashing out. A perfect example. Some of y'all feel some type of way about some shit or some people that's at an event, and you will either ghost the event or you'll show up and act funny, but you'll never actually express what the fuck is wrong with you. And then y'all will tell yourselves that this is appropriate. I just don't say nothing because the bitch ain't gonna understand anyway. See, this why I don't be talking, because a hoe don't never understand a nigga, man. I'm saying this why I ain't even finna bother. No, I ain't gonna fuck with them. Okay, do they know that you don't fuck with them? Do your mama and them know why you ain't come? Do your sister know why you ain't picking up the phone? Do so-and-so? Y'all tell yourselves that this makes sense, but really, a lot of y'all don't understand. This is passive aggressive behavior. And for those y'all that experienced this with people, when you do get them on the phone or you bump into them and you ask them, hey man, we had the cookout at Auntie house, why you ain't come? Man, I was busy, you know, me and my kids, my lady doing lies. 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 Now you really gotta peep this shit. They were really the ones that were most likely done wrong from the beginning. But because they developed these behavioral patterns, they end up being the fucked up individual in the end, because now you being just as flawed as the shit that was done to you. And you tell yourself it's worth it not to speak up. But the only people that see value in that being worth it is people that feel like it makes sense to walk around and deal with people that you are not fond of, that you're not okay with, that you can't be in a safe space around them. People who mature, who whole, who healthy mentally, we understand I'm going to make every bit known about why the fuck I'm not going to be involved in something, so y'all can stop inviting me or asking me. I'm going to make it clear where my boundaries are with people so that I don't have to like make it seem like something ain't wrong with me when something is wrong with me with people that I'm dealing with. Message for some of y'all. A lot of y'all that's been done wrong, you're now operating from a very wrong space. Your personality is passive aggressive. And you've been made to be this way based on how long you sat in some uncomfortable shit until it became comfortable. It's a lot of y'all, this is why you can't get over your ex. You over them, meaning you ain't lusting to fuck them no more, but everything about the decisions you make, your personality, your attitude, it's a lot of y'all, you don't fuck with Geminis because your ex was a Gemini. One nigga. You don't fuck with an Aquarius because the girl you was dealing with was an Aquarius. You really got to understand, you saying you broke up with that person, but you ain't broke up with that person because the decisions you making right now, they right there with you. They Aquarius ass is right there with you as you're deciding what type of new women to fuck with, what type of new niggas to pick. You picking them based off of what you went through with them, when you should be picking them bitches based off what's going to match where you're at in your life and your growth, your forward progress. I hope y'all genuinely understand what I'm explaining. Passive aggressive behavior. It's an indirect response to feelings of anger and resentment. Where you get resentment from? Where you get resentful feelings from? Some shit that already happened. You can't operate off of resentment in the present right now, off of something that's happening in the present right now. Meaning, when something triggers you, right? and you start acting passive aggressive or bringing out all this trauma, that shit is from unresolved issues. It don't be having a fuck thing to do with what's actually happening right now. Those emotions reveal themselves where they aren't expected and where they may not seem to make sense. So an example, the passive-aggressive spouse or ex may habitually refuse to do what is asked, act out, or disproportionate hostility. And this comes from, like, the shit is unrelated to what the fuck going on. This is when you see people say, motherfucker, like, damn, she overreacted. Damn, why he being like that? What's wrong with you? You say nothing ain't wrong when you knowing that something is wrong. Like you punishing the people that's currently in your life for some shit you went through with another motherfucker. Anybody not understand what I'm explaining? The more y'all talk about how I was in a relationship with a narcissist, my baby daddy was self-absorbed and he always had to be right. My baby mama, that bitch only think about herself. That whole a narcissist. The bitch be doing this. You got to ask yourself, because nobody's saying that that's not true. I ain't even talking about that part. Not saying you wrong. We going off the fact that everything that you saying is probably true, right? The idea is you got to ask yourself, and because this is what's most important overall, what did that shit do to you? What did that change about your personality? Some of y'all dudes that's going through fucked up shit with your children. What has changed about your character as a man since before you had them kids with the girl you got them with? A lot of y'all females that you saying you've been through so much with this nigga and that nigga, running from pillar to post when it comes to relationships. What changed about you as a woman? What did it do to you? What's different about your behavioral patterns? What are you now uncomfortable with that's really supposed to be uncomfortable? It's a lot of y'all just on a surface level, because I got all daughters. I teach my daughters this. I show them women on the internet like Antoinette Dumbass, and I show them how they're easily triggered. Like I will go to my lives, I will go on to people's pages just to teach my children not to be a dumb bitch, right? And I will show them where there are a lot of women that they sat in uncomfortable shit so long that now that's the norm to them on being treated like that. So on the outside, we can look at the shit and see that that's fucked up. But you teach people how to treat you based on what you tolerate. So I explained to my daughters, nobody's actually doing anything wrong to them. Because once you become comfortable with that shit, it becomes something that you're okay with. And if you're okay with something, I ain't doing nothing to you. You're okay with it. Shit is not okay when you're doing it and the person doesn't want it done. But when somebody want that, ain't nobody doing nothing to them. It's a lot of y'all, you got to ask yourself, what changed about me? What the fuck is different about me? This the answer to why a lot of y'all pick the same people. Different person, but it's the same person. It's a different bitch, same bitch. Different nigga, but it's the same nigga. The outcome and what you're attracted to is the same. Shit's the same. Whole different person, but y'all doing the same shit. So essentially, it's the same person. Sometimes, and I'm going to tell y'all this, sometimes it's hard to evaluate this shit when your feelings are heavy on you. This is why when I explain it, sounds simple. But when you actually go try to dig in and do the shit, it's hard, right? It's hard because the feelings, the emotions are weighing heavy on you. Somebody said, I stopped speaking up because I be afraid of hurting a motherfucker feelings. So this is what I'm explaining to y'all, right? And it's a lot of people that feel just like what he commented, right? The problem with that is Why are you around people that you can't speak up, that your speaking up is going to hurt their feelings? This is where the problem comes in. And that's a perfect example of what I'm saying. That is a behavior that you developed to survive or adapt to the type of people you're dealing with. Message. If you change the type of people you're dealing with, you no longer need that behavioral pattern. It ain't even about the behavioral pattern being wrong. It's necessary when you dealing with motherfuckers that can't take you being yourself and being real. Get in a room with motherfuckers that you are allowed to be yourself and everything is not taken personal, bro. You don't even need that behavioral pattern. This is why when I be doing one-on-ones with men, I always explain to them, especially young boys, like I always explain to them, you have to be with a woman that allows you to be whatever version of yourself you are in whatever season you in. Like when I talk and I do one-on-ones with men that's in a growth season or a survival season where they're trying to build themselves back up and just get their stability back on track as an adult. You have to be dealing with bitches that they understand. I have to be allowed to be myself as a man. It ain't nothing worse than a man, especially a black man, that is being fake because a bitch is pressuring them to. Sir, my guy, bro, bae, no. 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 Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. Y'all heard me on that one-on-one the other day, yesterday or the day before with this lady, and I'm explaining to her, her baby daddy in a survival season, the man fighting a court case, the nigga got money issues. She had 2 kids that when they had the conversation about having them, the nigga said he did not want to have kids. He told her with the first one and told her with the second one. But you know y'all new age women, you gonna make the decision for both of y'all by yourself and then cry like somebody did something to you when in the end it was your choice because you knowing you and him only wanted raw sex. You was not fucking to build a family. But fast forward, the nigga is in a full all-out survival season, right? And I'm helping her process that you're not the type that he can be real with. Because if he told you for real that I'm using you and I'm using this other girl for y'all resources to try to get myself back on track as a man, you're just going to spaz out and flip out and act crazy. You're not conducive of a personality that someone can be real with. So I would leave your ass alone too and go find a bitch that could take me being honest about what the fuck I'm trying to do right now in my life. Like I need a bitch that I could be honest with that, babe. I'm not really thinking about your feelings right now. I'm trying to stay out these crackers' face, not to go back up the road. I'm trying to stack me up some bread. I'm trying to process that I have 2 kids right now and got to build some shit because they're going to view me a certain type of way. In the midst of that, I'm trying to get me some pussy because I'm still a man. I'm trying to rebuild my life. And you keep talking about your feelings, your feelings, your feeling. You going to get lied to. Change the type of people that y'all dealing with so that you can be yourself. Part of the reason why a lot of y'all fuck with me is because in my life, everybody around me, from my homies and niggas I hang with at the studio to my personal life with my kids to my mama and my motherfucking daddy, because I grew up with both parents in my life. Like, I am able to be unapologetically me. This is part of the reason why I'm so real. I read a lot of books. I've done a lot of self-work. But a big part of why I am the way I am is because nobody around me presses or pressures me to not be love. I'm gonna be me. If some shit I say or do don't sit right with you, just like Antoinette dumbass, I let your ass know. You don't have to talk to me. You don't have to deal with me. You don't have to be here. You don't have to put up with this. You don't. It's a choice. So everybody around me, they get this real by choice. A lot of y'all, you were never given this space. And you deserve that. You deserve that. At 25, 35, 45, 50, 60 plus years old, you deserve the safe space to be unapologetically you. You deserve the space to be vulnerable mentally. You deserve the space to be able to speak your mind. This is one of the blessings in life that a lot of y'all won't get until you're older. Perfect example. You notice how the older people get, the more they start seeing value in what I'm saying, and the more they start being their real selves. For some of y'all that's older, you're CNAs, you may work at a nursing home, or you got an older relative that you take care of. You see how they speak their mind? Unapologetic. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a flying fuck. Because by that time, it done clicked that this is one of the joys in life. This is one of the blessings, to be able to operate in your true self. This is exactly why older people say what they want to say. They move how they want to move. They exit themselves out of other people. You ever, like, genuinely older people that have grown and they understand and they really see they have more time behind them than they do in front of them, it starts to click. And this is when you start to see them be unapologetically more of themselves. And this is when you see, like I showed y'all on the one live, how the older folks, they see their younger grandkids and shit going through stuff. They'll sit there and look at them. Ooh, child, you better than me, closing up their house code. Yeah, child, bless her heart. Mind their motherfucking business. If you tell them some shit, they gonna tell your ass you dumb. Or say it in a way, well, you know they saying you dumb, because they basically telling your ass, stop talking about that dumb ass shit. My grandma, I remember when you say some dumb shit to her, she just offer you food. She'll let you know she don't want to hear none of that shit. None of it. Everybody knew. You come over to I went to her house one day, told her some stupid ass shit I had done did. She sat there and listened to it. Then she, baby, you hungry? Now, I done told a whole story about some shit that's going on in my life. Shit so dumb, she ain't, the story heavy now. I'm telling it animated. I'm letting her know, and then this happened, and then grandma, how about the girl did? I got done that motherfucking story. Baby, you hungry? Not now thing I said was received in. My grandma looked at, I cooked. You want something to eat? The kids want something. Y'all done ate? That was the response. You hungry? Grandma, I just told you how I damn near killed the bitch. Y'all want something to eat? I cooked. They letting your ass know they don't give two flying fucks about none of that shit you saying. Now, do you want some of this soul food they done cooked the hill or what? Meaning, we finna move this conversation forward past that dumbass shit you just said. They ain't finna sit there and pretend like they give a fuck. But my grandma ain't finna act like she give 2 cents about none of that stupid ass shit you be done said. You can tell her some shit that you think is good news. She'll let your ass know it was some dumb shit. But why you did that? Y'all hungry? That's about all you gonna get on some dumb shit. Y'all don't understand. This is one of the blessings in life that has to do with mental peace. Part of it is minding the business that pays you, but the other part is setting your space up to where you can unapologetically just be you. And a lot of y'all, you've never had that. You fucking a nigga right now that you can't be you. You sleeping with a bitch right now that you can't be you. And I'm telling y'all, and I'm gonna say this again, for men, bro, it will put you in a space where you don't even feel like a man when you dealing with a bitch, living with a bitch, laying up next to a bitch, operating in a space with a hoe that, bruh, as a man, you can't even be you. You got to bite your tongue, pretend like you like stuff that you don't, hide shit, bruh. Drop your nuts and stand on what the fuck you gonna stand on. And to the women that deserve it, change for what you're trying to build with them. Other than that, bruh, you really have to get in a season of learning you. I told y'all on a different live, a lot of y'all niggas' problem is that the hoes y'all deal with, they know your behavioral patterns more than you do. And this is why the fuck a lot of y'all going through what you're going through, because women, we're very observant, especially for niggas that we like, niggas that we fucking on, niggas that we feel some type of way about, niggas that we done built the future in our mind with them. We done committed them to certain stuff that they never verbally committed to. We watch the fuck out of them niggas. We can tell you what side they sleep on, how many times they rotate, what time of night they snore, what their favorite shoes is, how much money they got in their bank. We can tell you a lot of shit that they don't even know that we know, because we watch the fuck out of y'all. So what does that tell you? In order to really maneuver with women in this world, you got to watch yourself enough. You got to get in a season where, as a man, you paid attention to you so much that a bitch can't tell you about you. This is part of the reason why the roles shifting right now in the world with relationships, because hoes be knowing more about y'all than y'all know about yourselves as a man, because you ain't able to be in a space where you can get to know you, because you got to operate fake for the bitches to be able to accept you. But them the type of hoes that you're dealing with. We definitely turn into Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bitch, we watching everything. Everything. And grown niggas know this. They know. A bitch, you can just start talking to a bitch, and within a week, some hoes 2 days, you fuck with one of these all day internet bitches that be online all day, they will run down everything about you in a matter of 24 hours. Some of the hoes, you give them 2 hours, they gonna know everything, and you won't know that they know any of that shit. You thinking, yeah, man, I got this little chick I just met, I like her. The lady been knowing you, sir. She been knowing you. She went back. She was damn near there for the birth of your fucking kids. She done went back on your baby mama page, watched the photos, seen what you had on. You better not wear that shirt that you had in the hospital room with your baby mama when your son was born, because she gonna feel some type of way, and you ain't gonna know why, because the bitch got them passive aggressive behavioral patterns. You gonna come around with that same green shirt on, she gonna start acting funny. You not gonna know why, but it's because she went back to 2015 on your baby mama Facebook page and found the photo of when you said that you was glad that your son was born, and your baby mama put it on her page, and she saw what you, and if you wear that shirt around her, she gonna say, your energy off today. Why you being like this to me? You're gonna be doing something to her, sir. And these is facts. I'm just a real bitch, real enough to tell y'all. This is some of y'all niggas' problem. You don't understand. Bitches is watching when the cops ain't. They watching when the feds ain't. That, you know how to say, how the church folks say, the Lord is always watching. These hoes is always watching. When you a nigga that a bitch like, when you one of them niggas that a bitch done told they self in their mind, we is together. Even though the man never told me we was together. We together. Bruh, you being watched. All calls are being recorded and monitored for quality motherfucking assurance, sir. All text messages are being grouped and categorized. Bitches is going back, reading over them bitches. That argument y'all had 2 weeks ago, the girl just went back and read through the full text thread argument and replayed back the parts where y'all called each other on the phone. She's replaying things that you said. So when you come around, just know she might start acting like it's that same day, because the whole got time travel skills, my G. You don't understand this. When the feds ain't watching, she's watching. When the ops that's trying to rob you ain't watching, she's watching. Niggas don't watch like bitches do. Niggas watch, but they mind don't work the same way our mind work. Men watch, but only to a certain extent. Niggas will view some shit, but only to a certain extent. Most of the time, dudes wait for information to come to them. They don't even be looking for it. Females, we're gonna summon from the fucking ancestors all the shit we need to know about this nigga, his ball sack, his baby mamas, his mama, his sister them, his job, his credit score, his motherfucking last four of his social security number. She knows them, sir, and you didn't tell it to her. Definitely got time travel skills. Some of y'all niggas know this. You ever found yourself arguing with a bitch about some shit that y'all already argued about and that already happened? And y'all back in this heated argument because she came at you today as if it just happened all over again when it did. That's time travel, bro. Y'all went back. You ever had a bitch tell you you did them wrong for a commitment that you ain't made yet? This what's wrong with you niggas. Y'all don't understand. You don't understand that what I'm saying is common everyday shit. It sounds wild, but it's not. Some of y'all, you done fought with your lady or a bitch you talking to about a commitment you ain't made yet. This girl is telling you how you had her fucked up and you tried her and broke her heart and you never was her actual nigga officially. Y'all never agreed to a monogamous relationship. You just hit her a couple times and now, sir, you're having to answer to a commitment you didn't even make yet. That's time travel, bitch. Y'all arguing about some shit from the future. Some shit that ain't even happened yet. Real niggas know. This is why they ain't even finna be fucked off with a bitch that they can't be they self around. Cause they knowing a bitch is gonna make something out of nothing. I might as well just be me. Nowadays, we as women, we want you to see our value before you could even see. We want you to know as soon as we tell you our name that we're worth the stars and the moon. Soon as I shake your hand, sir, I'm Love, your name is Bob, we want you to know at that point our fucking value. That we're worth it. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. You know I'm telling the truth. Grown folk understand this. This ain't even nothing new to them. It just feels good to hear a bitch say it. It don't be no hypothetical argument. It be time travel. I'm telling y'all. Because the shit be so real, you get emotional about some shit that ain't even happened yet. Y'all, listen, watch this. How many of y'all niggas had an argument with a female before when she hit y'all with a what if? Well, what if she would have seen that and then the bitch would have went and did this and then I would have been looking stupid online? What if that would have happened? Now you arguing about some shit that didn't even happen. Then you get emotional because the shit getting on your nerves and now you just as worked up as she is about some shit that might have could have happened. Or what if? What if you would have had me looking stupid if that would have got out? What if somebody would have heard you when you was out there on the phone saying that? Nobody didn't hear you. But what if? So we finna fight about what could have motherfucking happened, bitch. I'm finna beat your ass, break up with you, tell you been not fuck with nobody else, and get back together with you because of what could have happened. It ain't happened, but it could have. You was talking too loud on the phone. What if somebody was around you? They wasn't, but what if they was? We finna fight about this what if, nigga. And if you act like you don't want to argue, you don't care about me. Because you're supposed to know my worth from the time we fucking met. Telling y'all real shit. This is what the fuck be going on. This is why you have to have you under control. Because this is what the fuck going on in the world with folk. And if you don't know how to pick, you will have a circle of people just like what I'm describing. Somebody told me he better answer correctly. Listen, a lot of people say that. They say that because it sound good. It sound good to say, man, they ain't worrying about that. Man, they're going to be himself. And you don't be being yourself, sir. You don't. You've been saying that on the internet for 2-3 years. You haven't been yourself yet. It's not one of your exes that you were actually yourself with. You weren't speaking up, sir. You was arguing about hypotheticals and, you know, time traveling with a bitch back and forth through shit. You can't be honest. You can't be yourself. It's a lot of y'all as men, you don't even agree with monogamy. You don't agree with it. And it may not be your long-term view for your life, but where you're at right now, you don't agree with the concept of just dealing with one bitch. But you go around every day adapting. Survival. You operate like this is what you want to do just to be able to get some pussy. Because you don't know how to pick women that will allow you to be yourself. My platform, one of them spaces, y'all know I'm open to whatever. I'm big on being real, right? Because I understand the world is made up of multiple perspectives, viewpoints, you know, disagreements, all of that shit. But a lot of y'all, you don't realize, like, part of the reason why you are the way you are, and that girl is telling the truth about your ass, that boy is telling the truth about your ass, is because you have yet to go even a year being yourself, meaning standing on the stuff that you genuinely believe in. That is correct, Avis. Bitch, it's been 5-10 years. They have not been able to operate as they self. This why y'all listen, truth be told, this is a part of the reason why motherfuckers be wanting to be high all the time. This is why. Bitch be want to be high all the motherfucking time. This is why y'all be want to be high. Y'all done took smoking weed to a whole nother level. Motherfuckers every day. Y'all done went from crack to fentanyl to you ain't no more just snorting coke. It's all kind of crazy ass shit going on. Watch motherfuckers sit there on live and smoke joint after sir. You've reached the maximum height for highness. After that fourth joint, there's no more high that you can get. All the shit you smoked was gas. You're as high can get. Where else are you trying to go? Can't deal with reality because the shit's so fake around them. And the weed and the pills and all the shit you own, it make you comfortable with the uncomfortable. You can put up with a toxic bitch, or you can operate in a space that's really uncomfortable because you ain't actually there. You hovering above what the fuck's going on. Y'all done got so high to the point where it's like, it's all just a blur. It's just a blur. And some of y'all, the generational curse is so bad, the kids be high. Motherfuckers be 12, smoking weed out of a glass pipe like it's crack. Next thing you know, motherfucker comfortable with a crack pipe. Bitch brain, you can see all the people dying from fentanyl, motherfuckers is still trying it. High. Past high. Running from reality, running from the fact that if you just organized your life to where you could be yourself, you could smoke you one joint or two and be all right. You be all right. You don't have to be in the bathroom sniffing coke like it's baby powder. You will be all right if you clean up your space with the type of people that you're around. I hope some of y'all is clicking for y'all. Can't be yourself. That's why you rather get high. The behavior can be excused. Y'all thought I was gonna forget. Drunk too. Drunk too. Some of y'all, that's when you allowed to be yourself, when you drunk. And then all you gotta really think about how fucked up this is, right? Because it's one thing when you're high, right? You done reached higher than high could be. Sir, calm down. It's another thing, y'all hoes be drunk, right? You get drunk and then you could be yourself. Just peep this, right? When you ain't drunk, you fake because you set your space up. You live with a nigga. You got kids from somebody, family members and shit that don't allow you to be your true self. You cannot be vulnerable to operate as you. So you get drunk all the time so that you could be your real self. After you're sober from being drunk, you apologize for the behavior when you drunk, but that was the real you. So you're actually going around apologizing for being you. And then you wonder why motherfuckers be so depressed and say they don't want to be here. They don't even want to be themselves. They don't want to live no more. Because your day-to-day, week-to-week life is you apologizing for who you are. Of course you don't want to be here. Who would want to when the real version of me I have to apologize for? Y'all do stuff when y'all drunk that y'all really been wanting to do all along, and then you apologize for the stuff and blame it on the drunk. But ma'am, that's the real you. Y'all get drunk, go out, fuck 2 different niggas. Y'all get drunk, go out, beat a bitch up. This is how you really want to operate. Y'all get drunk, call a bitch, speak your mind. Those are the things you really wanted to say, ma'am. The shit's reversed now. Y'all don't realize motherfuckers being so fake in their everyday life that, you know how they say alcohol impairs your judgment? That shit done impaired the flawless out of you. You used to being fly all day long, making people think you something you not. Fucked around and got drunk, and the drunk impaired your judgment enough for you to go be the real you that you was trying to hide. Message. Shit doing the opposite. The idea is the warning label is letting you know what will happen when you normally operate of sound mind and of saneness being you, right? The alcohol impairs your judgment, or these drugs or alcohol is going to cause you to act in a way that is not of yourself. That's only true for those people that are normally operating as themselves. When you fake, you take these substances or you put yourself in it, that shit flip it in reverse. You like the wizard on the Wizard of Oz. The motherfucker done pulled back the curtain. You still back there turning the little shit and pumping the smoke out, making it seem like you some great entity when you've been unmasked. You should definitely give me my flowers now. Thank you for that. This exactly, TK, this is exactly why a lot of people, they live for, I can't wait to hit me a joint, bro. I can't wait to get high, bro. That shit is supposed to be your vice or your shit you do for the sake of doing it as an additive to your life that you already enjoy. Nowadays, that's the enjoyment in a motherfucker's life. Like, you got to really understand what I'm saying. Life is already supposed to be enjoyable. These things are supposed to be things that you choose to do based on accepting the risks that come along with doing them, that you add to your life by choice to just make it more lit. It done flipped to where these is the only lit times in y'all life. Bitch only feel herself when she wasted. Nigga only feel himself when he high. That means that when you ain't high, you really be being fake. When you ain't drunk, ho, you really don't be being yourself. I hope this live helps some of y'all. I really hope it put y'all in a thinking space. That's what I aim to do. Get motherfuckers thinking, get them out their comfort zone. If you want to book a one-on-one phone call with me, text 678-965-0698. And listen, November 5th, I will be live in person in Atlanta at a big-ass event similar to how I am on my lives. If you in the area, if you're able to travel, you definitely don't want to miss it. November 5th, go on eventbrite.com, copy your ticket. Y'all know the shit gonna be worth it. Because if I'm giving away this kind of game for free, what the fuck you think I'm talking about when the motherfucker done paid their hard-earned money to chop it up with me? And this is grown folks talk. That's the whole idea of the event, is to be in a room and bitch, we all talking about grown folk shit. Co-parenting, generational curses, money, multiple streams of income, all the shit that I talk about. Breakups, makeups, sex, all that shit. But see, you got to be grown to come to shit like this. The rest of y'all who ain't grown, save your money to go to a concert of another dumb bitch or some shit. Do what you gonna do. Stay the fuck from around me. I want to be in the room with other real people. Other people that's trying to process, self-work, do better, build themselves. Go on eventbrite.com, type in Love Dorsey Live, get your spot. Book club. I will see y'all in the Zoom tonight. Make sure your ass read the book, because y'all know we talking about real shit.